to tracking down illicit liquor. From cyber safety campaign to walkathons. She has many dimensions to her personality. A beautiful guest, yet bold and stubborn. SV Sagarika SV Balaswamy. Madam, how are you?
Thank you, Smriti. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure and such a pleasant morning today here.
Okay, so how are you feeling? I mean, have you settled down in Balaswamy? Are you liking this place?
Yeah, it has been almost 10 months that I'm here today, and it's quite a challenging district, and a lot of things are happening simultaneously. So yeah, it's quite nice.
So, how and when you got this, this feeling that you would like to go into civil service?
Quite interesting question, and actually many of the youth of today keep asking me this question. So it's all about a calling.
Okay.
So like we can see right from the beginning, when I was probably somewhere in standard 8th, 9th, at that point of time, when NCC was recently introduced in our
Okay.
schools, and at that point of time, I was always attracted towards the uniform. So it was always like some kind of service in which you can do good for more number of people and be of some importance to them during the times of distress. So that's how this idea of civil services cropped up, and finally that's why I'm here today.
So what happens is, okay, when you're young and when you're dynamic, when you are full of energy and you're doing so many things, like if you're good in studies, and as I came to know, you were also national level. You have been national level athlete, and you are also a Odissi dancer. So you get this feeling that, oh, I can do this as well, this as well. So you're confused that what should be your career. I mean, किसको करियर बनाए, तो वो एक बड़ा एक प्रश्न होता है. तो वो एक नहीं लगता कि मैं यार इसमें भी अच्छा कर सकती हूँ, मैं ये भी कर सकती हूँ. And you're a black belt, karate black belt. So have you ever felt कि नो स्पोर्ट्स में मेरा शायद मैं करियर अपना स्पोर्ट्स में बनाऊं? ऐसा कभी वो हुआ है? द्वंद एक.
It's very true, and it is very rightly said so. Like when you are trying, when you're starting out, there are a lot of things that you think you can do and you want to do also. Very rightfully said. You would be surprised at how many dance auditions I have given. And how many I have qualified also. And being about, like you talked about being in karate, being a black belt. I had represented my state, like I had played state level, I had been selected for the national level also. In athletics also, I represented my state at the national level in 100 meters and long jump. So of course, all of these, I would say, helps in building a personality. And then there's always a true calling for you. So you need to just choose and focus on what exactly matters to you in the long term, and then keep on working towards it. It can be any field. See, there were times when parents always used to say that doctor ban jao ya fir engineer ban jao. These are the only things that were thought of as good professions, but not today. Just look at our amazing players winning us laurels at the international level. Definitely. So everything, not just that, anything that we are doing today is collectively contributing towards the development of the country. So koi kaam chota nahi hota.
Engineering say, I just I was wondering when I was going through, you did your BTech. And then you qualified your civil services by taking Maithili language. And then you had also changed your option, और जितनी बार आपने ये attempts दिए, pattern बदलता रहा.
Correct.
So I mean, what an amazing journey, I must say, and what a mind-blowing success story.
See, like I said, once you fix your goal, you need to then keep on working towards it, and you need to just passionately follow it. So when I started preparing for civil services, at that point of time, there were two optionals. So I had geography and public administration as my optionals. Then gradually, like I kept giving a couple of attempts, and I realized that something is amiss. Then my entire focus of my preparation shifted from just gathering knowledge, because it had been like a couple of years and I had been gathering a lot of knowledge, to focusing on how to crack this examination.
Okay. Okay.
And that is how finally I ended up, a friend suggested that language papers are doing really well. And it was an era in which actually language papers were doing well. So I took a strategic decision and I finally switched to Maithili in my final attempt. And it took 4 months of hard work, but finally I'm here.
So along with the hard work, it's also about the strategy, right? It's also about systematic planning and strategy.
Yes.
Such a difficult examination. It's not all about hard work.
See, for so many people listening to me, hopefully, I would just put in a like statistics so that you would understand what this examination actually is. So this examination is basically 3 phases. So you have a prelims, then you have a mains, and then you have an interview. So every year, almost 6 lakh people appear for this examination. Out of that 6 lakh, hardly 25,000 odd people get selected for the mains.
Wow.
So the number from 6 lakh drastically reduces to 25,000. From that 25,000, hardly 2,500 get to the interview stage. And out of that 2,500, hardly 1,000 odd people make it here. So every year, so the enormity of the numbers itself says that how difficult this examination is. But it is not the education part, the knowledge part which is difficult. It is just the numbers. So if you can actually crack these numbers, then I'm pretty sure that anybody with a little bit of grit and determination can crack this examination.
So you were born in this beautiful district of Dhenkanal.
Yes.
Which is so green. I mean, where in Dhenkanal?
Undivided Dhenkanal, so it would be Angul now. I was born in Angul. My parents, like my father was in Nalco. So that point of time we were in Angul, Nalco. And it is beautiful. But I would say the most memories that I have of, because we were transferred from Angul to Damanjodi. Most memories that I actually have of and cherish is of Damanjodi.
And you passed out from DPS Damanjodi.
Yes, so Damanjodi is like a very small hamlet kind of town in among the hills of southern Odisha, Koraput district. And so DPS Damanjodi was the only English medium school at that.
What I can gather is you were having this very all-round kind of personality, but then you were also a very studious kind of a girl in your school, like very studious, like bilkul padhaku type.
I wouldn't categorize myself as a nerd, but yeah, see, you always need a proper balance. It cannot be ki completely yahi karte jana hai, completely wahi karte jana hai. It cannot be unidirectional. Of course, you have to choose a calling and you have to work towards it. That's obviously important. But you always need a holistic development for a true kind of personality. So if you want a personality to be remembered, you would want to know that नहीं ये पर्सन आम जनता जैसा भी था बट कुछ खास तो करता था. So उस हिसाब से like I said कि studies are obviously important, basic education is important, and then after that it is where you want to be.
और इसी से मुझे एक चीज याद आ रहा है, जैसे आपने कहा ये कहते हैं कि आप 1 माइल चलो तो it's just equal to reading 100 books. You love traveling?
Yes, of course.
Where is all these things coming from? Are these coming from your father or mother or some other influence? Your chachu is also an IPS officer. So where are you getting, or were you always like this from the beginning?
See, about traveling, since you picked up the topic, I would say like if you read a book and you are actually interacting about it with somebody. So for example, let's take this talk. So within 20 minutes, we can talk a lot of things, but within 20 minutes probably you'll be able to read 10 to 20 pages. So and also it has an added effect of visualization. So when you travel, you have all your 5 senses alive. You see, you feel, you talk, you listen, and you feel about the moment. So that's why traveling, I feel personally, is really, really important. You need to come out of your comfort zone. Unless and until you're out of your comfort zone, there's no real push in you. Because you're always happy, it's ठीक है, चलता है, वो वाला attitude से हमको बाहर निकलना है. And we need to think about कि अगर मैं इस difficult situation में हुआ तो क्या करना चाहिए? If I am pushed over the edge, do I fall or do I fly?
So what is this thing about this glass ceiling? We hear it about. I mean, अब हमें ये सुनने को मिलता है in business houses. We get to hear in debates and discussions. And what do you think that being an IPS officer, being SP of a city, have you ever felt this thing that there's less of acceptance in this entire patriarchal system? Deep down, there is something in it. How can a lady command us? Have you ever felt that deep down, subconsciously? Does it actually exist?
See, very, very interesting questions. First, let me just start by saying that we've actually come a long way. What it was 50 years from today, it's not like that anymore. That being said, look at the challenges that we have actually overcome to be here today. When the first woman officer came into the IPS, Madam Kiran Bedi, it was such a challenge for her because she was the only one among so many men. And I'm pretty sure her trainers would have thought that she would run away the second day.
But then not only she stood there, but she changed the entire trajectory.
Exactly. So for the first 4-5 years, there were hardly one or two women in the entire service. But today, in my batch, we were 22 of us. And the numbers are gradually growing. And the level of acceptance is actually growing. And that's more because the kind of policing that we have today is no longer that archaic, patriarchal, British time policing. Today, policing is more about people. Today, policing is more about evidence-based detection. It is more about doing more for the people in general. And that's, I would say that's something which, sorry for being sounding biased, women have a forte in. So, because women have been doing things more for others than themselves.
Talking about your policies, Mission Jagruti and Durga,
Yes.
these two, and having an all-woman PCR helpline number for specifically dedicated to women. I mean, all of these steps are something which is going to bring more women out and tackle crimes, I think.
See, for the growth of any country, we cannot progress if 50% of the population is dormant, it's not working, it's not contributing to the economics. So, like I always used to say, so I have a principle of 3E for the women. So, first is education. They have to be educated. Only then we can work and grow. That then brings the second E, which is economic independence. So unless and until the woman is standing on her own two legs, there's always be some kind of dependence. I don't say dependence is a bad thing. There has to be codependence. We humans are constituted in a way, it's ingrained in our DNA to have some kind of connection, to have some kind of dependence. But what I'm trying to say is, if
financial independence.
Yes, if pushed away, she should not break. So that's the second point. And only when these two E's are met, education and economic independence, only then we can think about real empowerment. So these are the 3E formula which I usually speak about in women conferences.
Let's talk about Odisha in this state. Let's talk about the city for that matter. And after you have taken charge, you have seen so many cases. What do you feel? Is it I mean, the crime rates against women? I mean, is it going down? Is it going up? What is it like? COVID में बहुत सारे cases आए कि महिलाओं के प्रति जो violence था वो बहुत बढ़ गया था after COVID. So what now? Has it like?
When we see overall today, the number of registration of cases have increased manifold, which is a good thing because it means people are coming out. They're coming out to report cases. They want justice, and they have the strength in themselves to fight for it. So it's a really, really heartening thing. So of course we are seeing a spike in the number of cases. But simultaneously, look at the environment that we have created. So, for example, in Odisha, under the leadership of Honorable CM Sir, every police station in Odisha has a Mahila and Shishu desk.
Yeah.
So that's a concept which basically is done with an idea to promote women to come out and speak out for themselves. And when such things are institutionalized, then the inner confidence of that 50% of the population automatically increases. They come out, they report, and they give us an opportunity to help them, which is more important. Because what used to happen in the previous years was a lot of cases were happening within the closed doors. And we had no clue about it. Talk about domestic abuse, talk about molestation, especially cases of child molestations. Those are being reported today, and it's really, really heartening to see them being reported.
And you have also taken this initiated this step of making policing friendly. I mean, for people, पुलिस का नाम सुनते ही लोगों को सुकून आना चाहिए, चैन आना चाहिए, पर होता ये है कि डर एक आ जाता है. So you have tried and taken that step कि डरो नहीं, we are here to help you out, we are there for you guys. तो ये जो caring और compassionate जो एक attitude है with policing, वो कहाँ से ये ख्याल आया कि ये जोड़ा जाना चाहिए from with policing? How did it come up to you?
See, like you very aptly said, कि पुलिस से लोग actually डरते हैं. But in fact, when I was also a kid, I was also pretty afraid of police. So ये truth है. And when you first
डरना चाहिए, चोर डरे.
Exactly. So because they do not know about us. They do not, they think, because we used to operate in a vacuum. So in Sundargarh, we started up a program. It was called Anand Ghar. So the concept was to turn a space in a police station into a library and a child-friendly kind of space. So it was, the idea was germinated in the concepts of child-friendly police stations, and we created an entire atmosphere around it, in which the space had books, it had internet connection, a computer. So not just the child in conflict with law, but the child in need of care and protection. Everybody could come together, everybody could find a safe space in the police station. We also started an initiative in which we used to invite the school students to the police stations, so that they can spend an entire day in the police station and learn what the police actually does.
So तो वो डर खत्म ही हो जाएगा.
Like you can see in most of the Western countries today, visiting a police station is part of the curriculum. Because you need to know how the different organs of the government are functioning right from the childhood, so that you can maximum utilize it at a later stage. So keeping that concept in view, our children need to know what exactly the police does. It's because what we usually see in newspapers is police ने लाठी चार्ज कर दिया, police ने इसको पकड़ लिया, police ने इसको arrest कर लिया. But that's not exactly what the police does.
It's an image. And in old movies, if you remember, police वाला वो जो sound सुनते ही, वो जो siren का सब भाग जाते. Even if you have not done anything, you have this tendency to like just run.
Police आया भागो.
This kind of a thing. So, ma'am, ये जो आपका ये, it's like two kind of, on the one hand, you're soft, you're caring, you're compassionate, you enjoy festivals, and even you have taken, I mean, you have gone out and danced with the people in the crowd and celebrated things with them. On the other hand, DCP traffic, Bhubaneswar, evictions, and इतने लोग बैठे हैं, सबको वहाँ पे deal करना. So being soft and being, very, hard and strict. I mean, how do you have that balance? Can you go रौद्र रूप कैसे अचानक से आप लेके आ जाते हैं?
You always need a balance. Of course, you can't be angry all the time. Whenever I'm doing my job, it's my duty. It comes from my conscience that I need to do this because it is for the betterment of the society. It is for the larger good. And that is where you would see the Raudra Roop of Sagarika. But in general, I would like to believe that I am not that angry person. That is why you would see in my personal life, I have a lot of hobbies. I read, I dance, I paint.
Much needed initiative about the cyber safety campaign that you have started here, and so many people participated in it. Rahagiri Jota, which you initiated. So many people came out, and cyber crimes are on the rise. And is this initiative going to help tackling the cyber crimes which are on rise? What do you think?
See, definitely, in the first week of October, we started up with a program which was directly aimed at reaching maximum number of people. Certain kinds of cybercrime are really, really prevalent in today's world, and the best weapon that they have against them, that is awareness. So, like, very, very basic things. Today, most of our currency is digital. Most of our transactions are digital. Most of our interactions are also digital. So, like, we are interacting with so many people as of now. Internet penetration as of today has increased a lot. But how to use that small mobile phone that we have in our hands is really a challenge today. So that is exactly why this entire campaign came into importance. The honorable government of Odisha took over this charge. Odisha Police was the lead agency which actually tried to reach maximum number of people, and that is how we came up with this idea of Rahagiri, which was conducted in Balasore for the first time, and it had a footfall of almost 7 to 8,000 people. So in like couple of hours we could reach 7 to 8,000 people and communicate the idea of how to be safe in the cyberspace. Programs and initiatives like these may appear that, why is police doing it? Like, it's not their core objective. True, it's not our core objective, but फायदा तो हमारा ही है ना. साइबर केसेस कम होंगे तो प्रेशर भी हमारे ऊपर कम होगा. And it would actually help people, because the people who are actually being affected, जिनका पैसा जा रहा है, those are usually senior citizens, जिनका पेंशन का पैसा आया है, hard earned money of the entire lifetime savings is going. So इन लोगों का की हेल्प करने के लिए बेस्ट थिंग इज कि उनको जस्ट एक चीज ही बता दो ना कि ओटीपी भाई शेयर मत करना. सो वेरी वेरी सिंपल थिंग्स लाइक दैट.
And not only, I mean, financial crimes. I mean, so many crimes that involve women. I mean, blackmailing, sharing of nude photographs, obscene material, and then asking, I mean, money in lieu of that, or maybe pressurizing them for so many other things.
Very true, very true. Like, we also, when we were thinking about this campaign, these were the two main areas of concern. One was regarding the use of social media and digital photographs and evidences of that form, and the other was the financial crimes. When we reached out to the students, particularly colleges, schools, that was the area when we vociferously talked about these sharing your intimate videos and photographs. I have a complete the topic that was assigned to me for communication was also regarding this one only, and this one is actually pretty close to my heart also, because on a very regular basis we are seeing that inadvertently some young girls have actually shared their images trusting the other person, and they have misutilized it, and they have no way out, and many a times the young kids are pressurized so much that it ultimately culminates into suicides also. It's a very, very sad ending. So the whole gamut of experience that they have can be actually stopped right at the beginning if they're aware about it. So that is exactly why this entire campaign was designed.
True. So, like I said, the students are watching it, and they are also noting it down what they can do in their careers to move ahead, and they'll have takeaways from this episode as well. So, as you said, you should have a passion, you should have this calling coming from within, so that you can do justice to whatever profession you are into. So, what do you think that 3 mantras, if you would give to all the viewers, all our students watching this program, कि वो ऐसा कौन से 3 चीजों को अपने जीवन में अभी से जोड़ लें that will help them out in whatever profession they get into?
Uh, First and very foremost thing, this is especially for the young listeners listening to me today. हमारे आज के रूटीन में एक चीज जो बहुत लैकिंग है वो है टू सी समथिंग टिल इट्स एंड. हम शुरू करते हैं एंड देन वी लूज ट्रैक. तो जिसका शॉर्ट टर्म में एक सिंगल वर्ड जो होगा वो है परसिवरेंस. स्टार्ट डूइंग समथिंग, प्लीज सी टू इट दैट यू फिनिश इट. तो वो सबसे पहला चीज है. सेकेंड थिंग दैट इज वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट इज वी नीड टू फील फ्रॉम विद इन फॉर वॉट एवर वी आर डूइंग. बोझ नहीं लगना चाहिए. यू शुड एक्चुअली लव योर जॉब. इफ यू लव योर जॉब यू विल ऑटोमेटिकली डू योर बेस्ट. And then finally, one thing which is always important, you need to believe that sky is the limit. If you decide and if you want, if you are passionate, if you are persevering, you should have belief in yourself, self-belief that you can definitely achieve it.
Even I agree to that. मुझे लगता है मैम थोड़ी सी कॉफी पी के जो आपकी हॉबीज हैं थोड़ा उसके बारे में जानेंगे एंड देन मे बी उसके बिना क्योंकि ये अधूरा हो जाएगा दिस एपिसोड वुड बी इनकम्प्लीट. सो आई इंसिस्ट कि चलिए हम लोग बैठ के थोड़ा कॉफी.
So let's meet for a cup of coffee.
Have had so many discussions on so many topics today, and indeed it was a very interesting talk, I must say. And now that the coffee is here, we may. So you are a tea person or a coffee person? Generally, you have coffee?
Definitely a coffee person. I'm like a maximum a green tea person at max. Achha. But I'm a coffee person. My husband is a tea person.
Achha. So. Actually, even I am a coffee person. So, what do you like? What is the first thing you do in the morning when you get up? Like, is it some yoga? Is it some meditation? Or is it just straight you rush to the kitchen for your coffee? What is it like?
I'm not an avid caffeine person per se. So it's not in my daily routine to have a coffee. It's just like if somebody invites me to coffee, that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, daily routine. I do have a basic routine. So like I do not exercise in the morning unlike usual things because our nights are usually late. So it's almost every day it's past midnight when I get some sleep. So in the morning it's more about back to the job kind of thing. So every morning we have a group call. We interact with all our officers about what had happened the previous day and setting up a plan of action for the upcoming day. So that's usually the mornings first couple of hours. Mornings are extremely busy that way. So I usually exercise sometime in the evening or even at late night if possible. I try to get my dinner early. Achha. So it's max 8 p.m. Try not to eat after that. But it depends upon what days you are in. So where you are, what kind of calamity you are dealing with.
So what form of like fitness routine do you have? Is it like Pilates? Is it weight training? What is it?
I kind of have on an average 5 day a week fitness routine. I prefer having some kind of physical activities because that's how I've been trained. I've been a bit of an athlete for my entire life, I would say. My mother used to say, बचपन से ही जब देखो भागती रहती है.
वो आपको पुलिस में ही मतलब लोग कहते होंगे कि अरे यार तुमको तो पुलिस में जाना सही रहेगा. तो go into this police. वो बोलते होंगे लोग.
Yeah, it used to happen a lot. I mean, like I used to keep running around. Then they decided to push me into athletics, or like so I was randomly running around.
Acha.
Then they put me on the track, so I was running around in the track.
Running in the track then. Okay.
Then somehow I got into police service.
Mm.
Then I was in our training academy also, both in Mussoorie as well as in Hyderabad. I was the best athlete in both my academies. Then finally, when I came into the profession, again there's a whole lot of running around involved.
But yes, exercise, having said that, exercise and fitness is so important in today's time. I remember the other day we were just talking that most of the time, even today's kids and teenagers, even why teenagers, I mean all of us are mostly into the phones, and our spine, the spine has also changed its shape and it's kind of protruding because every time we are like this. But screen time has gone up so much.
It's a sad reality of today. Most of our time is being spent in the virtual world. There's lack of physical connect. We are pretty apprehensive to talk to people.
Yeah.
And that's really, very frankly speaking, it's something which scares me a lot.
Yeah, true.
Because the moment we lose, because interaction and, like I said, codependence is the very essence of human being.
Yeah,
it's in our DNA.
Being. If you don't socialize, you're going to lead. It's going to lead more into depression, frustration.
Exactly. So what is happening today is in the lack of physical connect, there are no dopamines anymore.
Yeah.
So it's ultimately leading to a lot of depression. And the young kids, I'm seeing like young kids are depressed.
Mobile में खेल रहे हैं. अब ground पे जाके नहीं खेल रहे हैं. It's like playing on screen rather than playing.
I really miss those times.
Yeah. I mean, I think we must be of the same era, same era. So playing out with the kids of your mohalla.
Yes.
That in Odisha, because I'm an Odia, born Odia. So that Kit and all of those games when you play hide and seek, you run around your friends, I mean, try and catch the Pahad Pani, I remember. All those games I don't see, I mean, lupt ho gaye, extinct ho gaye.
Exactly. I have been lucky, I have been brought up in a township kind of place.
Okay.
So, a lot of houses, lot of children around. And it
Sham ke 4 bajte hi.
It used to be crazy.
It used to be crazy.
I think our parents must have really had a difficult time pulling us back inside the house.
Yeah, वो 6 बजते ही वो जो alarm कि अभी, and with under anxiety that mummy is going to call us back now, anytime now. It's around 6 and mummy is going to call us. But now it's no longer like that. People are not going out.
Yes.
In their shelves, in their
couch. So now they have to arrange some kinds of retreats, some kind of festivals, some kind of...
drive them to a complex so that kids can play. So things have changed.
Young kids in their 20s fighting obesity, fighting depression, fighting anxiety. So a new kind of diseases have come across.
And even girls suffering from PCOD and PCOS, it's like so many of them.
Very true, very true.
And I mean, how many brothers and sisters you are?
We are 3 sisters.
Okay.
No brothers.
Okay.
My family has been kind of a... I would like to say that it's a feminist family. My father was the one who taught me how to ride a motorcycle at a very young stage, I would say.
I have come across a video where it was like SP Sagarika patrolling at night. Was it video real?
Yeah, I would have to say it was me. But so basically...
So when do you sleep then? I mean, your entire day goes like this, and then the fitness routine, and then your basic daily routine, and then this work, and then anytime call kind of a duty, and then where is this sleep routine then?
I would say my circadian rhythm is completely out of the way, but you do find some time in between to get some couple of hours of sleep. It's not always that busy and occupied. It depends on the days, basically. Some days are crazy. Some days are relatively okay.
Do you find any free time some days, like for your hobbies? क्योंकि hobbies का पूछा तो free time तो हो इंसान, मतलब how do you pursue that? Do you find any time these days?
It also depends upon your place of posting and what kind of work you are dealing with at present. For example, like in Balasore, there's a whole lot of different activities going
True.
on parallelly. Not just about so the role of an SP is not just restricted to crime. It's a holistic role. You have people development, you have your own personal development, you have infrastructure development to look after, you have the regular crime, then you have the added job to connect to the people. There are grievance days, so there's a whole lot of things happening. But of course, among everything else, you really need to find time for yourself. Otherwise, once you stop your personal development, you see, the concept is very simple. You can only give what you have. If you do not have peace, how do you give peace?
True.
If you do not have compassion, how do you give compassion?
True.
If you do not have energy at the end of the day, how do you spread that energy?
True, very true.
That is exactly why self-development is very, very important. So I do find some time in between. I paint. That's the easiest escape, without bothering anybody else. And
what do you paint? What do you paint? Like random things, abstract things, or like?
I kind of do. Very recently, I was doing a lot of mandala art. Before that, I usually paint on canvas, oil paint base. That's my base medium. Actually, I was trained under Lalit Kala Academy. I have learned painting for 7 years.
Wow.
The other time, of course, in my fitness routine, sometimes I try to include aerobics and sometimes Odishi also, so because it's almost basically you need to burn fat, right? You dance it away or you just keep running. Both of the things are almost similar. So that sometimes gets included in the fitness routine itself. So you need to find the right fit.
True. ये anti-Romeo वाला कहाँ से ये आया? ये how like you came across some this very unruly elements yourself? I mean, or you had people complaining about these guys. How did this?
I was SDPO Jaipur.
Okay.
So that would be my first kind of independent official posting, and that was very early in my career. See, any girl you would ask who has come out of her house, gone to schools and colleges, it is quite common that some kind of teasing must have happened.
And people tend to not realize it that they are teasing. They think it's normal. They think it's casual. They think it's cool, manly, and
that idea has to be broken. That idea has to be put a full stop to, because it is not okay, and she's not enjoying it. Because usually, like very sadly, it has been portrayed this way. Our movies have made us
have put this idea कि ना में हाँ है.
Exactly. So, even if she says no, it's somewhere garbed into a yes. Songs like
so many of them.
Yeah, the eve teasing kind of songs. खंबे जैसी खड़ी है लड़की है या छड़ी, and
चीज बड़ी है मस्त मतलब these are lines picked up by people to tease actually.
Exactly. So these are actually picked up by the male gender to eve tease. So what we noticed was these types of incidents were happening in and around college campuses. When it happens inside the college campuses, of course, there are anti-ragging squads, there are institutionalized mechanisms set up. But if outsiders are coming and harassing women while entering the college campuses, that's really a cause of concern.
True.
And that is exactly why we came up with this idea. My then SP, who was also my trainer SP, is presently SP Puri. He was a real guiding light at that point of time. And we came up with this idea of anti-Romeo squad, which basically identified time periods in which schools and colleges were being like started or closed,
Mhm.
and even the coaching institutes.
Mhm.
So in all those areas, we made sure that our anti-ragging squad are present
Mhm.
when the girls come out of those
Mhm.
campuses,
Mhm.
so that they create a safe space for them,
Mhm.
and they are not uh, they do not they are not scared to go to the colleges.
True, true.
So that should not happen, because
Mhm.
if you are not able to create a safe space for them,
Mhm.
then obviously they do not go
Mhm.
out, they do not study, they do not explore.
Mhm.
And once you do not explore,
Mhm.
you restrict your own
True,
personality
true,
again.
true. And many a times it's also not that they are using any words. It's just a stare. It's maybe just a hoot. It may be anything. And as you said, until unless a safe environment is created, the safe feeling is given, girls, how would they, come out? So, did you ever feel in your entire journey that, oh my God, like I have given my all and it's not happening. It's not happening. Like, did you ever get this kind of feeling? Because students do get this kind of feel many a times कि सब कुछ कर लिया, शायद मैं नहीं बना हूँ इसके लिए, शायद ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है कभी?
होता है, बिल्कुल होता है, डेफिनेटली होता है, एंड इट इज वेरी वेरी नॉर्मल. लेट मी प्लीज टेल यू, इट्स वेरी वेरी नॉर्मल. इट हैपेंस टू एवरीबडी. आप मेरी ही जर्नी ले लीजिए, जैसे मैंने बोला, फॉर द एग्जांपल दिस यूपीएससी इटसेल्फ, इसको क्लियर करने का जर्नी. When I started off, I was a very confident person. I was like, इसमें क्या है, मतलब like ऐसा ऐसा निकाल लेना है. Then the first time I failed, it was a very narrow margin. And I was like, हाँ हाँ ठीक है, देखा ना, मतलब just narrowly miss हो गया, अगली बार तो set है. And then when I gave the second attempt, the world came crashing down on me, and this was a huge reality check, because incidentally the paper in which I had scored almost the national highest the previous year, the same paper I could not even score 50% of the marks. And it was such a shocker that and then I was like कि then I came into self introspection कि अरे क्या मतलब, like कहीं ना कहीं कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. But of course, again I would say, what is the real difference between winners and losers is you fall. Of course you fall, but you do not forget to pick yourself up and dust yourself and then again work towards it.
True.
That is more important.
True, very true. Like the world's most successful people have always seen the most fatal failures. Only then they have come to know where their loopholes were and how they can be the best out of everyone in the crowd.
See, I would describe it as a very simple thing. See, ECG सबने देखा होगा, वो हार्ट को कनेक्ट करता है, ठीक है, कैसा चलता है, ऐसा चलता है, right? It spikes, it goes down, it spikes, it goes down. If it goes flat, it means we are dead. So let's not be dead. Let's have wins, let's have losses. See, today, internet is the biggest boon that our generation has. Yes, of course, there was a time when resources were scarce, reading materials were not available. People had to literally travel to Delhi to find some genuine material to read from. And those are not the times anymore. Today, even on Instagram, we have sites of UPSC preparations, and so you can see how the world has changed. So of course, it was a personal choice. I went to Delhi to prepare for this examination, but many of my friends have cleared this examination staying put where they were, and even in Odisha. So of course this is possible, and it is doable. Again, you need to have a goal fixed in mind and a path to work towards it. And one more important thing, again, which people usually miss out, is ask for help. You have to ask for help.
True.
It's not necessary. There is no glory in completely doing it all by yourself.
Yeah, as you said, you can drive the horse to the water bank. You cannot make it like drink the water. You cannot gulp it down its throat.
Exactly.
So true. You have to ask for help. So, ma'am, I think we have had an amazing discussion. And before you have your next posting and before you leave Polisur, we expect that you come again on the show and share your experiences. I am sure it will be like many more to discuss. So with this, I think we can end today's this wonderful program, wonderful conversation on this very note that the woods are dark and deep, and I have miles to go before I sleep. So, yet another interesting episode this was. A very wonderful conversation with SP Sagarika, SP Balaso. In another episode, in next episode, we will be having one interesting personality again. With this, namaskar.